Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of Baggers Chat. My name is Mitch Pattinson, and as always, we are joined by Ethan Duffy. And tonight, we are reviewing Carlton v North Melbourne at the MCG, round 15, it's Saturday, 21st of June, 2025. I thought I'd read out the date because I think this, unfortunately, is the funeral of the Carlton Football Club. And this rebuild, whatever it is, whatever position we are in right now, it's simply not fucking working, and stuff needs to be done very quickly. So final scores were North Melbourne 13 goals, 6, 84 to the Carlton Football Club, 10 goals, 13, 73. You know what's even worse about that is Kangaroos win by 11 points, and it somewhat, like, if you weren't watching the game, you probably would be like, oh, okay, I'm sure Carlton were probably in the game. And I'm sorry, we were absolutely bullied the whole game. And of course, the last 10 minutes, they decided to actually pull their finger out and remember how to play football.
The audacity.
Remember how to play football, and that frustrated the living fuck out of me. Because I was like, and I don't think it's actually, I don't think it's really out of this world to really say this. I hope we didn't win today when we were down at that point in the game. I'm sorry. If you were to come back and win that game, well, I mean, of course, we would be up and about, but it's just not good enough.
No.
It's not good enough. And I'm sorry to get, like, we were all, I'm sure every single supporter would have been in that mindset where it's like, if we come back and win, well,
what's the point?
What's the point? Like, you're playing 10 minutes of football.
Yep.
We've got plenty to get through today. Definitely. Well, not really, because it's the same shit every single fucking week. But I'll throw straight to you, mate. How are you? You were at the game as well, working. Yep. I just got back from work as well, so I had a big day today. How are you?
It's not great. We were speaking before, and before we recorded the episode, and it's just the same crap every year. The same crap every year. We're talking about we need change. Like, fuck me. How much change do we need to figure it out? Like, this is a professional football team, Patto. This is not a local team. This is a team that trains all week, full of paid professionals, and they can't, I messaged you before, we find it so hard to become a good, consistent football team. And we haven't been a good and consistent football team since about 99, 2000. Do you know how hard that is to do? Do you know how hard that is to be that bad? Like, teams like, I look at probably the teams who've been bad over the last few decades before they got their premiership success with Richmond and Melbourne. Everyone's given Melbourne shit, but they've got their flag. I don't know, they probably ruined a dynasty they should have won, but they got their flag. They have something to show for it. Richmond had their 5 years where they're at the top of their game, made the most of it. They could have fucked it up. They could have wasted years like we're doing right now with these superstar players. And I know people go, but these guys are all hacks. Come on. This team, the way they're playing is just deplorable. It's all, in my opinion, I think everyone's to blame. I think they're all to blame. The playing group, the coaching group, the staff, the messaging from the top, the board. They're just so oblivious to the supporter group. And we've said it on Baggers Chat many times, Patto. Maybe now is your time to listen to external fucking noise. How many times have we said it? How many times? They go, we just focus on what's in the four walls. You know what's in the four walls, Patto? Absolute fucking horse shit. If you can't make any inroads for 25 years apart from 1 year, 23, that's the outlier out of great year, whatever. If you can't get a consistent football team out on the park for 25 years, I accept a few years of crap because that's just how it works, the football game. You look at Richmond now, they're crap, but watch in 5 years, they'll spike. It's unfucking believable. We're an embarrassment to the AFL. And the only reason why we are somewhat relevant, Patto, is because of our huge supporter base. It's not because of our success. Our success was 30 years ago. 30 years ago. We're not a successful club anymore. Like in me in your lifetime, we successful, Patto?
4 finals wins.
4 finals wins, and apparently we always get this, older supporters can say we are a successful club because they've experienced it. My mum's experienced it. She says, it's such a hard thing to swallow that Carlton isn't the club they, grew up supporting, which we don't know. Like we don't know that experience because they grew up watching premierships and finals every year. And, I remember mum said 95, they'd rock up, she'd have a newspaper and we win by 10 goals every week.
See?
We are so far from it. We are so far from those days. We're not a successful club. And I respect the past and the 16 cups and stuff like that. But now it's time to cut the shit, Patto. No more past shit. Talking about Sticks, who I love, legend of the club. But there's a time where you cut the shit. We have had 2.5 decades wasted of full on dead rubber years. We talk about, dead rubber games at the end of the year. Think about it right now. People listening, we've had since probably the 99 prelim, 25 years of just wasted, no point of playing. Like it's actually sad. I was a bit sad today, to be honest. My mentality at the end of that, like in the last quarter, like you were saying before, in terms of what's the point of winning, I've never had that before.
Isn't that bad?
Even against a bad team, and when I know we can get back, and I always want us to fight back, and I'm sure you do too. And it's like, come on, boys, come on. I didn't have that today. I care. I can't say I don't care, but it's almost like I didn't because I didn't want to hurt myself. That's my initial fucking thoughts. But
You hit the nail on the head, as you always do. And that was exactly my mindset. Really. And I don't want to get angry, and I'm sure I'll say that and I'll end up getting angry. But that was the death of the club today.
Yep.
It really was.
Breaking point for me.
Like rock bottom sort of stuff.
Yep.
Like this is probably the worst I've felt as a Carlton supporter. And we've gone through a shit ton of stuff. We have. And the even worse thing is Jacob, the guy that I usually go with is his mum was there as well, and I was speaking to her about what she's like sort of experienced as a Carlton supporter, and I don't know what's worse, where our sort of generation, like the generation, what would be worse where you've got one generation where they've gone through this success and now they're shit, but then our generation we have
nothing.
Our holy grail moment was play Caker's semi-final goal. It's at a point where, I mean, my dad was a Carlton supporter, and you obviously know this, and obviously he's not here anymore. But I'm like looking back at that, it's just like he went through all the great stuff as a Carlton supporter.
Yeah,
and I'm jealous of that. It's jealous. It's actually jealousy.
It is though.
Because I've got a lot of mates that are other supporter base, and whether it's Richmond, Hawthorn, especially Collingwood.
Yeah,
you'd be the exact
same.
They've
had their success.
Yeah, and your really good mate is a Geelong supporter. Fuck me, like that's like one of probably the best modern day sort of clubs. It is unbelievable at this point. And you said it perfectly. The moment when we started to fight back in our fourth quarter, and our mindset was, "Don't you fucking dare win this game now." Yeah. Isn't that bad? And I know that is so bad for me to say. And I know that there are probably some supporters that will say, "What the fuck are you doing? We aren't real supporters." And I understand that. Yeah. But also it's like,
we want them to win. We want them to win. But it's more the...
No, but I didn't though. In that moment though, that's exactly what I was thinking, where it's like, at the start of the game, oh my God, of course you want to fucking win. But the amount of stuff we had to go through in that game... And of course, as soon as the time gets tough,
pressure goes off.
Well, yeah, no pressure in North Melbourne, and you have the game there to win, and you choose to pull your fucking finger out with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter when the game's pretty much done and buried, and you choose to play well there. Really? Well, I literally said to Jacob on the way to the game today, I said, you know what, Carl, go out. I dare you to fucking lose today.
Mm,
I dare you to do it. And
mm,
what they
mm.
actually lost. They
Yeah,
actually lost this game.
yeah. Credit to North. We're not discrediting their win. Good on them. Like they
But
took
then
the opportunity.
as you said, sorry, as you said, before you press before we press record on the episode, they weren't that great today, were they?
No, no, and they were okay. They
Yeah,
were okay.
I
They
mean
were
they
good.
won,
I'll give them good. I'll give
of
them a
course,
good.
100%.
But I was saying to you before, like if we lost the game and they were just,
Great.
dead-eye dick,
Yep.
we lost by a point, they were
Yep.
fucking phenomenal, a coming of age type performance. You just go, okay, we're not good enough.
Mhm.
But we didn't even give ourselves a chance. Considering our start of the game was actually okay. It was good. First 10 minutes, won the clearances,
Solid. Yeah, definitely.
had 9 shots on goal at quarter time. So you probably think, before the game, you're probably thinking if we have 9 shots on goal, that, heading into quarter time, you probably think we're winning it by 3 or 4 goals, which you probably should have been. And you know what happens in football, Patto. You don't take your chances, and the other team mentally probably think, oh, they've had their chances and they haven't made the most of it. Let's make them pay. And they made them pay. And yeah, I knew we were in trouble when we started giving those extra free kicks off the ball. And I know George Hewitt punched Sherry in the guts, which probably, let's be real. Let's be real. The way, North Melbourne were kind of, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of the way they're good on, no, no, no. Like, I'm fine with that, celebrating goals and all that kind of stuff. This is just a bit off Carlton for a bit because I hate them. Hate Carlton. Um, yeah, I just didn't, like, if you win in the game, just enjoy that.
Yeah.
They started getting into our players, and like you've won 4 games. Like I wouldn't be a big fan if like Jai Simpkins getting in everyone. Like I wouldn't be a big fan if Cripps was going around when we were beating someone. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just wasn't a big fan of that. And if George Hewitt's doing undisciplined things, it must have caused something. Must have happened. But what I got more pissed off about is we're giving away a goal, right? And then we show more heart in the fucking fight. Like it's laughable. It's like we're not much of a like in the past. We've been a pretty good disciplined team. I actually think so. Not a good team. We've never been really a good team skill wise, but we've never really been that punchy fighting team. But today we were just rattled, really, 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 really rattled, and they got to us. They did, and it was it's just stuff it makes your blood boil, Pato. You go, why don't you go harder the fucking contest like that? Who cares about Tristan fucking Jerry? Pitto, run straight through him in the contest. How hard were they hitting their tackles? Why aren't our tackles that hard today? And I'm not saying they weren't trying today, but it was just more of a like we're just not good enough. But whether it's mentally, physically, game style, the coach is fucked. Let's get onto that. Let's get onto that, Pato. That's almost sackable. They won't sack him until the end of the year unless there's, yeah, I don't see the benefit. I just don't. I know the season's done, but I just don't. You know what I mean? Like I just get it over and done with, and get him out the door quickly. Get him out the door quickly. Pay him out whatever the rest of his fucking contract is, and send him to send him to the fucking island that the specialist was on, Pato. For Harry's knee. But seriously, do you reckon this is a question to you? Is he done, boss?
I've got
Yeah, because I know you've got the point with the assistants as well. So I'll let you take the floor.
Yeah, well, I know that I mean, I obviously just finished work, so we've obviously had a bit of time to reflect since the actual ending
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
game. And we've been speaking about it a bit, I I feel like that's a lot. I'm sure you would be the exact same. I'm sure a lot of supporters would be the exact same, where we actually aren't too sure what it actually is. And I know that Graham Wright is obviously employed to come
Yeah.
in to actually sort out what the fuck it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So whether that's Michael Voss, that's completely fine with me. Like I
Mm,
don't care anymore. Like
mm.
I don't want to have the emotional side of things where no, I want Vossi to stay because I really like him as a coach.
Yeah, yeah. We've got to just get rid of that.
But I just don't think he's that good of a fucking coach now. I actually thought he
Yeah.
was kind of there.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
yeah.
and I feel like kind of last year, the second half of last year, it
Mm.
kind of was a bit like he didn't really have the exact list that he really
Yeah,
wanted. But
the last year, the back end, like, there's not, I hate excuses, but that back end
was poor.
was stupid. Like, it was
Yeah.
poor, but the injuries was
Injuries.
fucked. It was fucked. He had no one to play. He was playing kids.
Mm. And I don't know what his excuse kind of is now. Like I
No.
know Harry would help, and I know
Oh,
there's a
of
lot of
course.
players that would help, but I just don't know how. And you know how much I back the guy. I
Yeah.
love Michael Voss as our coach. I
Mm.
don't know how many more chances he can get. And
No.
personally, Monday morning, seriously, he could be sacked.
Mm.
Seriously, he could be sacked. And
Mm.
I know there wouldn't be much point of
Yeah,
sacking him
yeah,
because at the end of the day, and I looked at the ladder, we're 10th.
yeah. Yeah,
We're
that's
actually
it.
10th.
You know what that tells me? How bad the teams below us
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah,
That we are terrible. We're a bottom five, six team.
yeah,
The way we've played, and
yeah.
we're 10th, but we're so far from the eight now. Like losing that, it's just who cares about. Let's let's get to that. Who cares about finals? I've seen comments after the game, and people can have their opinion. I am so be optimistic if you want to be optimistic. Deal with it the way you want to deal with it. But let's be real. I'm seeing comments go, I'm supporting them through thick and thin. Supporting them is what we're doing right now. Standards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what supporters are supposed to fucking do.
Yes.
Geelong fans are
Expectations.
disappointed after their loss to Brisbane, right? They got dominated by Brisbane. Not a good enough result. And they were pissed off about it. And they were going, oh, fuck, maybe we're not a top four team. They've lost one game to fucking Brisbane. And we had supporters, including myself, trying to make a fucking case to make finals. Like, really? I am actually got to the point. We're all delusional, but we've got past it now. I think we've all realised. You know that little bit of delusion we all have? Because you're hoping they turn it around. It's gone. It's gone. It's fully gone. Do you reckon? Do you reckon? Because hope and delusion's there, but it's gone. I reckon everyone's delusion's gone. By the way, I've seen comments on social media and the whole kind of rhetoric and reaction to that game. People are just cutting the shit now. They're sick of it. And I've seen sick of it, but
Yeah.
this is the most I've ever seen. Like you said, rock bottom. Considering we had a season where we won two fucking games. Yeah. So it's worse than a two-win season, Patto. And I think that's because of the list, in my opinion.
And
And
it's the expectation and the standard. Sorry, so continue.
yeah, and like I did I sent it to you before. Um, with 23 was the light at the end of the tunnel. We were at the end of the tunnel. We were there. We were out of the tunnel. That's the worst part. It wasn't like we were made finals and lost. We won two finals, and people go, "I know it's 1 year, one." We were though. That it was a natural progression, and we got to the finals. We were 5 goals up in the prelim. That was the end of the tunnel. That was it. We were in it. We were there. And we lost that prelim, but we could still see the light in the tunnel because we were 5 meters away from the end of the tunnel. And now we're back in the fucking middle of the tunnel, not knowing where the light's going to be. I'm not going to say, I said it the last few episodes, people go, oh, we're going to be shit for another 2 years. We could be good next year. This is about this year. The teams can improve. And I know Carlton haven't in history, but that's the frustrating part. We were one win off a grand final. And now, we're losing to horrific teams at the MCG, North and Richmond, in one season.
Appalling. Absolutely appalling.
How do we beat Geelong? What the fuck were they doing that day?
It's
Because
actually
we
appalling.
were actually good.
I it's a good thing that you actually mentioned Geelong, because that's a good segue to what I was about to say. Is the 21st of June is obviously the date today,
Oh.
and it is exactly a year since that famous win against Geelong to kind of secure um, second spot. And from what we thought at that point of view was kind of to make us like a real side. Like we actually proved to ourselves in the
What I
competition
mean.
that we were the real deal. And the week after, we did the exact same thing. We kind of backed it up against Richmond, and I know that Richmond probably weren't as great,
Yep.
but we still won by
Still did it.
61 points. And the week after that, even Giants, like, and we then have to go back to that infamous quarter time huddle again against the Giants. And there's just so many. There's so yeah. There is so many questions
Oh
that
God.
simply cannot be answered by the members. And I was thinking about it as well prior to the episode about like the members.
Mm.
I think if there are 10,000 members against the Pies, don't fucking blame you.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't fucking
seriously.
blame you. And I'm like,
Mm.
I know that we've
Both of
spoken.
us.
You're
Yeah.
you're the exact same, and it takes a lot.
Yeah.
But like, I'm meant to be working that night, and I'm like, I'm not fucking taking work
Mm.
off
Mm.
to watch this
No,
fucking
we've done it
shit.
enough.
I'm not doing it, and I
Mm.
know
Mm.
that people might say, "Oh yeah, but you're not really supporting the club."
Oh, come on now.
It's
Yeah.
expectations and it is standards. It is not fucking good enough. And
It's
I am
not.
not wasting my time.
No.
You're not wasting your time.
No.
And the people who would be watching this episode right now and don't want to go to the games, I don't fucking blame you because you don't want to fucking waste your time.
Mm. Time, energy. Like we're lucky where we live close to
Yeah.
the grounds.
Yeah.
There's people coming from fucking interstate.
There
I
was,
don't know, imagine flying. Was there
yeah.
someone in the crowd today?
No, sorry, no. So there was a message that actually sent there was a person that sent us a message on
Yep,
Instagram.
yep,
Don't
yep.
know exactly what the name was. I'll try and go into the Instagram and see if I can work out how to do it on the computer
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I would go on the phone. But they said that they drove from South Australia
Oh, drove.
for this game. What the fuck would you do that?
Like good on them. Oh,
Oh, dude. Oh,
respect, mad respect.
oh my god.
Whoever, if you're listening right now, fucking respect. But yeah, like I say, like we sook about it. I walk to games, right? I walk to the game and I'm sooking, and he's driving from fucking South Australia. And I've done the other way where I've flown to Sydney to watch a bunch of fucking idiots, choke a game against Sydney who suck balls, right? It's like I find it so like I've been going to games since I was tiny, every single week since I was a little boy.
Yep.
And I was thinking today the amount of times I've left MCG disappointed with my head to the ground, listening to the opposition's theme song. How many times? This is the worst feeling in the world when you're sitting there and you hear the other team just going off their rocker. Right. And I'm sure people hate that when we're going off. You know how loud Carlton supporters are. We're probably a bit louder than most because we are just one of those supporter bases. But how bad is it? And you're just sinking deeper and deeper into your seat going. And I'm thinking about, 2 weeks' time with Collingwood. Like,
That
like you
is
said,
going to
I
be
I hate. I haven't missed a Melbourne home game, like a Melbourne, not even home, any game in Melbourne for like I seriously don't know since when. Maybe since I played footy, maybe once or twice. I'd always try and make it for the second half if I was late. I seriously probably like I'm contemplating not going to that game just for my own protection. To be honest, not protection against Collingwood supporters. Well, that, but protection for myself. A bit of fucking respect for myself. Like, like you said, it's our home game. I don't blame cunts not going. No, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say cunts. I don't. Anyone going
have no
because
filter. No
because
filter.
because like you said, like they give us nothing. And this is not one year. People go, oh, you should go and support your team. We're
Why?
17 games into the season. We've already been supporting him this year for
Exactly right.
3/4 of the season. They give us nothing. It's giving us nothing. So, we'll get absolutely destroyed by them, by the way. No doubt in my mind. No fucking doubt in my mind.
I'm literally
Polar
nervous about
opposite
that
teams
game.
too. Polar opposite culture wise teams. The standards of their team. They don't lose games. They don't lose quarters, Patto. They get pissed off when they lose quarters. We get excited when we win quarters. That's a bit of a difference.
I thought I would wait a bit to mention this. We'll go back on the subject of Michael Voss.
Oh
And
god.
I actually want your opinion. Like, I know that
Yep.
I probably wouldn't be surprised if Voss was to be sacked on Monday, but I also probably don't really see the point of it and
Yeah,
maybe just
yeah.
wait till the end of the year. How do you see it? Do you
Yeah,
think there's a
I
chance
think
that he'll be sacked Monday?
I think the way they've been, I know that it can change. We know it as Carlton supporters. They go, "Oh, we back our guy in," and then the next week Teague's out the door. But um, yeah, I just think our season's been bad enough. Like, what's the benefit? What are you going to bring in a interim coach? Is Ash Hansen going to be the coach? Like a guy who's the assistant anyway, who clearly is shit as well. So yeah, I just think you ride it out the year. What is it? How many more weeks are they? 8, 9?
Round 16, yeah,
Yeah, 9 more
eight,
weeks. Just
eight
let
or
it
nine.
let it go. Unless it gets bad. Unless it gets like you losing to Collingwood by 100 or something like that. Something that really I know this game against North is probably one of those games, but yeah, by the sounds of things, by the way they're apparently in his press conference, I spoke to a journo after the game. They go to the press conferences, and I'm in the media center, so they come back from the. So I'm at my laptop, so I come back from the rooms, and they're at the presses, which is like 40 minutes after the game. I don't think people realize how late they are. So they come back. So they come back from the rooms, and what I was hearing him talk about was like someone asked him like about is his job on the line? Does he feel like he's coaching, like his job's on the line? And he goes, no. Like he doesn't think his job's on the line, and I don't mind that because he's confident in his ability, which I don't mind. You don't want to coach like your job's on the line because that's when you coach. Well, he couldn't coach any worse, but yeah, it's just he has to be under pressure, isn't he? He can't be the coach next year, can he? Can he? And I know you look at Carl and you go, well, the coach sackings have done nothing really.
Yeah,
But then I also look at it and go, but that doesn't mean he isn't the right guy. You know what I mean? People go, but oh, what's the point of sacking him? But then don't let him keep coaching if he's not good enough. Like you got to forget the past. Like this is the Vossi era we're talking. Don't even worry about Teague. Don't even worry about Bolton. They're all wrong coaches. They're all three of them. We picked the wrong coach, and we've been made to pay for it, and that's the reality. I hate saying it, but he is.
yeah, um, yeah. I've got a. I view it in a way where I think, like obviously Graham Wright will come in
Of course.
and absolutely cook up a storm. Like
Mm.
he will
Yep.
come in and he's ready to make some changes, and I love that. And I'm just curious about if that's going
Mm.
to actually be directed at Voss because, as you said, and I'm glad you mentioned about the press conference because I've watched it and it seems like he hasn't got any pressure. And my problem is now you mentioned confidence.
Mm.
I think it's fucking arrogance.
Yeah, I think it's a bit delusional.
Well, I mean, obviously. Well,
It is.
they can control it, so I don't think it's so much delusion because we can't really control it.
Yeah,
Like I
but I
feel
just
like
I, I just feel like the game, like we are persisting with the same game style. They are delusional to
that's what I'm saying.
think they're delusional to think that game style will work. When
That's exactly what I'm saying.
how many members do we have? Over 100,000 members know that game plan doesn't work, but they keep persisting with it, Pato.
Exactly
That's
right.
delusion.
Yeah.
It's stupidity, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's delusion. That is.
Yeah. Yeah.
They think it works. They think it works better. That coaching group think that game plan works. It is unfucking believable.
Mm.
Well, you know that game plan doesn't work. Does it work?
Of course not.
They're stubborn. They're delusional. They think, oh, look, we'll just keep going with the thing and they'll finally crack. It doesn't work, Michael. It doesn't.
Yeah, I just think they are like. I think Michael Voss is probably the most arrogant kind, like from a media stance point of
Mm,
view with what we see as members, which is
mm,
fucking bullshit. Because
no.
we are paying members and we see exactly what every single other supporter sees, and we see nothing else but that. Like every single
Mm,
media release is open to the
oh,
public. So, what actual benefits do the members have? To
mm,
explain to me what actual benefits us paying members
mm.
get from the club
Yep.
that is different to non-paying members and the external AFL audience who are watching AFL.
Mm.
Explain to me what that is. Because to me,
Oh,
I'm sitting in my fucking member's seat
mm,
saying, why the fuck am I paying for this club? And I know for a fact, if every single supporter and member was to stop at the end of the year, club's like, oh, fucking shit.
yeah.
We are fucked.
Maybe we need to start playing well.
So and that's the problem. And I feel like
I know.
it is so arrogant. It is so,
Oh,
that's
it's
the
just
one word going through my
the
mind.
club's arrogant in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it's
Just as
absolute absolute.
they're just blind to to the views and the emotions of the supporters.
Yeah,
You know what you can stick up your ass? Not you, but the club. Viewing sessions, open trainings. Oh, here's 15% off pants at the Carlton shop. I said it about they had the goal of winning a premiership from 27, which can still happen, but they had the goal and that it was one premiership by 27, and then all these other, member tick offs like 125,000 members, all that kind of stuff that makes money, which is great. You know what will tick off every box, Pato? Do you know what will tick off every one of those boxes and all the off field stuff? What is it? Winning games of footy. If you win a premiership, all those things will work. You'll get 125,000 members. You'll be rich as fuck off field. Do they not realize that? Winning a premiership ticks off all the off field boxes. And we have a go at it going, oh, they're focusing on the off field all the time. But if you actually focus on field and win a premiership, you'll get your members. You'll get your sponsors. You'll literally get everything. Look at Collingwood. One of the most wealthiest teams in the league. Look at West Coast. They have 55,000 people showing up every week, Pato. They've been shit for 4 years. Do you know why they show up? Because they've seen a premiership. They've seen success on field. We're getting 100,000 members and where they have given us nothing. Imagine if we ever win a premiership, there'll be 500,000 members. I think they are lucky to have us. And I think I said it. I think I've said it before. It is exactly the same example in England with the Premier League, with Manchester United, the biggest team in the world, who are supported by billions of people from every country. I support them, and I live in fucking Melbourne, and they're shit, and they're worth billions of dollars, Patty. That's obviously on an extreme scale, but I look at it as exactly the fucking same. It's exactly the fucking same. Money for sponsors. They get a sold out game every game. They get their season tickets, which is their members, sold out. There's waiting lists for Manchester United and they're shit. And what's very similar, Pato? There's waiting lists for Carlton memberships and we're shit.
yeah. What I was about to say earlier, is the arrogance that Carlton have
Mm.
is something that I've never actually seen before, and it's a shame that I actually support Manchester United as well. And even when Ronaldo joined a few years ago, and I was like so happy, but that's more like a once again, like, it was kind of more of a media, like, it was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
media stunt.
PR.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, more focused on, like,
Sell shirts.
yeah, but then he comes in, obviously, like, they make more money, and it's just such a shame that we support. I mean, I'm also a Miami Heat fan in basketball, and they're probably one of the more similar teams like
Oh,
that as
yeah.
well, like in the NBA, but they're actually fucking showing some sort of success
Mm,
to an extent.
mm.
And yeah, while we're on the conversation with Michael Voss, we'll touch on the 3/4 time spray, Daffy boy.
Yep.
And he finally decided to spray the midfield group for once. Now, we were speaking about it before the episode started. About there was a
Yep.
certain player
Mm,
that he sprayed.
okay.
So you weren't too sure who it
Yeah,
was.
because the angle, because I know with obviously you work, in the department. Do I say it? I don't know, but the cameras. So you've got all the access to the cameras. So obviously Patto knows, which is why he's about to reveal who it
So
is. Because on the TV it just showed.
yeah,
You knew it wasn't Cripps. You knew it wasn't Cherry.
yeah.
You knew it wasn't Hewitt. Obviously, Cooper Law looked like he was about to cry. Listen to him, didn't he? He looked like a little puppy dog, with the puppy dog eyes. But yeah,
So Cripps, I just want to see if you can work it out. Cripps, Hewitt, Chera, Lord, Binns,
oh,
Doherty,
oh,
those six.
oh, yeah, okay.
So who do you
He wouldn't.
think?
He wouldn't have. He wouldn't have done it to Binns, would he? Oh no.
Jackson
Did he
Binns,
definitely?
100%. 8 games.
Wow, that's bad.
Wait, oh, 8 games.
Mm,
And you're choosing
yeah.
to spray an 8 gamer, 20 years old, who
Yeah.
hasn't been exposed to senior football. He's still probably shitting bricks,
Mm-hmm.
trying to find his feet in senior footy.
Yeah.
And then you've got a guy like Adam Chera, who's an experienced footballer, getting one touch a quarter.
What about the captain?
You've got the captain who is not living up to the expectations that we thought were, buddy, out of this world, like Superman, like last year, and now he's a quarter of himself, and I cannot understand why.
Yeah.
George Hewitt is choosing to get into fucking fights rather than going for the fucking footy.
He's had a shit month.
Oh my god! And don't even get me started with TDK. TDK was around that conversation, but he was more speaking to Cruiser.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. He was smart.
Yeah.
He
was smart.
I'll tell you what, Cruz is not giving him a spray. He's too nice.
Keep going, TDK. Keep getting into fights with Cherry. And that's another thing where it's like, what was kind of the kind of the final straw in my mind was when the ball was fucking 80 meters away and Tom DeConning is getting in a fight with Cherry.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, we need you down there. How
Yeah.
about you actually, I think Cripps had to get into the ruck because he was like, where the fuck is TDK? Why the fuck are you getting into a fucking fight and caring more about that shit getting into a fight with Cherry rather than focusing on your own fucking team, going for the fucking footy, actually contending for actually trying to get your team over the line because we need you at the moment, Tommy. We need you at the moment. And that shows to me today, he's fucking gone. And I'm sorry, fuck off, Tom. Fuck off. Seriously, if you want to show that sort of behavior, get out. Because Pino was trying more today, and I know that he's not the answer. He tried today.
Yeah, he tried.
He tried. But that's not good enough, is it? Tom DeConning, to me, wasn't showing the passion that he showed 2 months ago. And it's probably because now the conversation with St Kilda, and I hope I'm fucking wrong.
Yeah, hopefully.
Now the conversation where it's like, he's probably thinking now, is it really fucking worth it? And my mind is, it fucking is. You've got a game to win. If we won today, we would have been a game closer to the 8. Season's still well and truly alive, Tom. And don't even get me started with Charlie.
Oh god.
I think.
Yeah. On the whole, yeah, I agree.
What's your thoughts on Jackson Binns? Actually, I want your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I can't
spray.
believe
Because
I can't believe
I
it.
knew you would say, surely it wasn't Jackson Mints, was it?
I'm not a big fan of that. Especially in front of the whole group. You're not just chatting to him one on one,
Dude,
which
he was ripping into him. It was
yeah,
embarrassing.
yeah, for Voss.
Well,
Well,
no,
for Bins, yeah,
for Binzi, but
yeah,
like I could literally like in the vision that you were talking
yeah,
about that angle, Chera was kind of like looking at
yeah.
him to
Like
make
what the
sure.
fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Cooper Lord looked like he was about to
Oh,
cry.
it infuriated
Yeah, that's
to a
bad.
different level.
I didn't know that. So, yeah, this is my actual initial reaction to that. Um, I'm not sure that really is the right thing. I think you probably should be spraying them as a whole group.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of targeting one guy. I'm not a big huge fan of the spray in a sense, but I do get it at points, and he did it to the midfield group today. But yeah, if you're targeting a kid, like he wasn't superb today, but what is his eighth game? What are you expecting? Like fuck, especially when he's not the only guy struggling. Like I said, the captain struggled, makes dumb errors, makes dumb decisions, plays hero ball every time he's inside 50. And then, yeah, Tommy's, yeah, I hope you're wrong
Yeah.
because he's crucial, I think, if we want to be any good next year,
Massive.
in my opinion. I know we can get a replacement and there's all rumours and blah, 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 Darcy Cameron, who was superb tonight, by the way. But um, yeah, it is frustrating. Those types of losses, they go a long way to those decisions, in my opinion, in terms of contract decisions. But fuck, it's either, someone kind of made a joke about it is, would you rather stay at Carlton and not win a premiership or go to St Kilda and not win a premiership and be $5 million richer? So you look at that and yeah, I actually think he'll ruin his legacy as a footballer if he leaves. They won't. Insignificant at St Kilda, in my opinion. I know it's $5 million more, but what our offer, what our offer is 1.2 million a year. It would be the highest offer for a ruckman in history. And let's be real, he's probably, he's fucking pretty good. And he's worth that money. And I know he wasn't good today, but he's worth that money. So,
God, yeah.
um, but yeah, it's just going to be a very interesting. These next 3 months are going to be fucked. Imagine if we, have a shit next few months and then TDK leaves. Fucking hell, people will be, oh god, the place will implode. Yeah, and the last point with Charlie, and I spoke about him in the review. Did I speak? Was he in the review last week? About I called him overrated.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it would have been.
The preview, yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
He hasn't been good since 23, since his second Coleman year, in my opinion. It started from that final series where I thought he struggled in 23. You're gonna have it. Some players don't have a good final series, and I was like, okay, he'll fix it up, but he doesn't want. He doesn't care. Does it's either he cares, but he just doesn't work hard enough. I think that's what it is. Matty Lloyd on our commentary team said just doesn't get to enough contests as a forward. Doesn't split enough contests. Doesn't 50-50 enough contests. And there was a few times Patto in the game. What happens when he flies at the ball? He fucking marks it. It's like if you fly the ball like that, Charlie, 10 times, he'll go back to how he used to play. He just doesn't do it anymore. He can't be fucked. And you messed me about his whole pre-game entrance. Like, what are you, a WWE wrestler? Like, what are we getting at here with he getting on a bike and wears his baggy clothes with his shit shoes and his sunnies? That is unprofessional.
What the fuck are you doing, mate?
He does it every week. And people make a big, like, I'm all for people being themselves, right? He's rocking up to games. I don't know. That's what he is, Charlie. And Ed Kerno was one of those blokes, and that's his personality. And I'm not taking away his personality, but showing up to games, looking sloppy, you know, wearing oversized clothes, strutting around like he runs the joint. And then that was just the tipping point for me. Like it's a good laugh if you're kicking bags every week, Patto. If you're kicking bags and Carlton's winning every week, who cares about how fucking Charlie gets to the ground? But he's not playing well enough to be doing that shit.
Of course not.
It's a disgrace, and he's overrated. In the last 2 years, Harry's been better. Let's be real here. And we've got fans going, oh, we'll just let go of Harry. I actually think at the moment, this could be controversial. I think Charlie's best is better than Harry's, in my opinion. But Harry's last 2 seasons have been more consistent than Charlie, and he's structurally more important for us right now.
100%.
If Charlie plays to his best of his ability, he's better than Harry, but he's not consistent enough. Every time he cops it, Harry, he cops it, and we just let all our fans, when the player intros come up, Patto, I love our fans getting around it, but every time, guys who work their ass off like George Hewitt get no love, and then Charlie gets on the screen, and people can do whatever they want. I'm not having that, but that just tells me all I need to know. He's everyone's favourite player, and his output is in the bottom 5 every week. It's abysmal for a guy of his talent. And a guy who'll be in my votes, and I thought he was best on ground for Carlton, it was Mitch McGovern, who has 20% of the talent Charlie has, Patto, probably. And he flew at every ball. He's played in defence for the last 4 years.
Yep. Wanted to win.
And he's playing better than a fucking gold medalist. But people will have a go at Gov for one mistake or something like that. And we'll let Charlie go. He's injured, Patto. He's injured. How long are you going to be fucking injured for? What are your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts are I don't have any fucking thoughts because there's nothing. There's
Yeah.
nothing new.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing.
And I know that you've mentioned Charlie, but I was just also doing some research about the Michael Voss thing, and I've got a new video that hasn't been shown to air
Oh,
that
here
I've
we
actually
go.
found. So
Exclusive, Patto.
and it's more. I mean, obviously, I can't share
Yeah, of course.
the camera angle that I found at work. But this gives you a bit more of an idea where I think it's Bins and I think it's Ollie Hollands next to each other. So it was either Bins
Or
where
Holland.
100% he said, do your role to Bins. But even if it was Bins or Hollands, dude, they're both
What
like,
are they? Under 21.
like
Yeah.
it's just it's at a point where I'm just I feel like every single thing we do, it gets me angry.
Mm.
And I completely agree about Charlie Curnow
Yeah.
and Harry Mackay being there's talk, and we don't want to talk about trade news or anything, but I think we need to speak about it right now because the season's over.
Yeah,
Right?
we'll be watching, and we'll be doing previews and reviews. But you can
Yeah,
we're cooked. Put a
yeah,
fork in us right now.
yeah. So end of the year, I know
Mm.
that I've heard a lot of commentary. I know I spoke to you about a guy from work saying that our list will look very different come the end of the year. Well, I mean, we've got no idea.
Yeah, no idea.
But if there were if there were like names that were to be pushed out and it's down to Curnow and Mackay, I'm sorry, I'm keeping Mackay over Curnow at this point. Value, other clubs will view Curnow's value
Yeah,
higher
of
than
course.
Mackay. I'm sorry. When Mackay's not
Mm.
playing, I can
Mm.
see a big hole.
Mm.
Big
Mm.
hole. Massive hole.
Yep, because it changes us structurally. We have to play Pitto,
Yep.
because Harry's a good second ruck as well. Runs
Very
up
good.
and down the ground, works his ass off. But if he misses one set shot, the whole fucking supporter base is on his back.
And when Charlie misses, it's like, oh, that's all right. But he doesn't.
Charlie misses, like you said it perfectly. You messaged me before. He's strolling in for his set shot. Doesn't even look like he wants to kick it. If I miss that set shot, and this is not me taking the piss and being overreacting here. If I miss that set shot, I would be disappointed. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
But Div 2, senior footballer at best, Coleman medalist. And we're talking about 2-time gold medalist missing from 20 meters out consistently. But it's the way they set it up. He sets up his game. It's lazy. He just thinks he's the best. And if I see one of those fucking ads he's on anymore, honestly, If I see him one more fucking time, I'll throw the remote of the TV. It's all right though. You'll promote his drink with Dacos and sit around Dacos and hug Bailey Smith and be everyone's friends and even in that Essendon game, he was on Laverde. It was 6 point game and he's laughing with him with 5 minutes to go. Like it's not local footy, you can't. If you want to go there, go back to Torquay and play with your brother.
However, his brother would show more passion than him.
Yep. Had no ability.
Not, oh my
Like he
God.
had ability, of course,
Well, of
but
course, but
nowhere
nowhere
near
near.
Charlie. That's what, yeah. I think the whole trading of play. I don't think those guys will be traded.
But something needs to change, though.
Yeah, I think something will. I think they'll find a way. Yeah, ideally, I don't want any of them traded. Of course, we
Oh,
all
of course
don't.
not. Of course not.
And I know they'll find a way to fix our team. But yeah, it'd be pretty hard. I know I'm having a go at Charlie right now, but I think he's too valuable. And I know he's valuable to other teams, but you just know what'll happen. You just know.
Yeah.
You just know he'll go to fucking someone good and he'll dominate. That's where it'll hurt me.
Yeah.
That's where it would hurt me really deep.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hearing that.
not acceptable at the moment. I think he's too talented to trade away. I don't think Harry should be traded away unless, an offer is fucked. Unless it's absolutely fucked. Where a team's going, here's fucking 2 to 3 first rounders and a player. Then you might be open. And I'm sure Carlton are thinking the same thing. They're only going to do it if it's really. But then I look at it and go, we've developed these guys for years. And if, a first round pick is no guarantee, and we know that, Patto.
Exactly right.
We have experienced first round draft picks who suck. Many of them.
And probably the last
Oh.
sort of conversation before we start to head towards the votes. But I guess it just has to be about the assistants. And I know we haven't even reviewed the actual game to an extent. Like I know that we have, but I think it's valid where we actually need to talk about like what's the larger like what's this what's like hovering over our season in the club, right? Well, what's this cloud that's over our Icon Park at the moment?
Yep.
And so the assistant coaches, Daffy Boy, right? So, obviously, Will Hamill is the defensive coach. He was a former key forward. When he was playing.
Yep.
Right. Jordan Russell was a key. Probably a medium-sized defender to an extent. I mean, I don't know why, but he was one of my all-time favourite footballers when I was a kid. I know that I was speaking to you about it. And I literally remember, I got a jumper with number 2 on it. It was actually crazy. I used to love him as a footballer.
Yep.
But he's now our forward coach. So that makes me think, I'm like, okay, so if he's our forward coach, what's the main thing you should be doing as a forward, Daffy Boy? What do you reckon? What's the main role? What's the main thing that you kind of get drafted or you're brought in to kind of do as a forward? Explain it to
Probably
me.
kick him through the big sticks better.
I would fucking assume so.
Usually forward, that's their role. There's a few pressure. There's a few, unrewarded forwards who don't necessarily kick many goals, but they'll kick goals.
Yep. One of those might be Corey Dern to an extent, Daffy Boy.
Yeah, dude does nothing. Yep.
Yep, and Jesse Motlop, who came on as a sub, which I don't mind, but also did absolutely fuck. Oh, and we choose to play him in the midfield. Yeah, right. Okay, explain it to me. Yeah, anyway. Back on to the assistant Daffy Boy. So Jordan Russell, he played 125 games, and he's our forward coach. Guess how many goals he kicked?
7.
18.
Yeah. And I reckon there wouldn't have been many games he's playing in the forward half.
18.
He's a halfback. Yeah.
18.
And I know coaches can develop, as a coach and coach forwards, but yeah, it's not working. It's not working, Patto. And then you look at the other end of the ground.
Mm-hmm. This was his first. I mean, I know that he was at North Melbourne, I think, as a development coach. I don't think he was an actual assistant coach. So this is his first legit gig as a line coach. And you bring him in as a forward coach. Right, okay. So I don't know how the fuck that makes sense.
Almost the most important line.
the most important line in our point of view,
Especially for us, yeah.
especially for us with our firepower. And we choose to bring in Jordan. And this is no this is Carlton. I'm not talking about Jordan Russell. I think he could.
Lazy.
I think he's doing as good as a job as he possibly can. I'm sure he's wanting to try and do
Of
as
course.
much as he possibly can. But you can only do as like you only have as much power and as
Mm,
much ability or experience to kind of give your students for a sense because he's a coach. He's the forwards coach. So quarter time, I would love to be hearing what he would be
mm,
saying and saying like, oh well, like what the fuck are we doing? But I don't think I purely think it's just the midfielders. We were
yeah,
speaking
yeah.
about the team defense. I think that is purely down to the midfielders, and I'm glad that Michael Voss sprayed the midfield group more especially Bins, which is unacceptable. But why not spray the whole team?
Mm,
And
mm,
instead of embarrassing one player in front of a midfield group, in front of his captain and most experienced player, Sam Doherty,
mm,
George Hill as well, it's just embarrassing. It's
yeah,
actually embarrassing.
yeah. I think, yeah, I just think I agree. I think a lot of it's to do with the midfield and the way they use the ball, but I think it's just like I always talk about team defense. I think it's an 18-man defense, but I also think it goes the other way as well. Team offense.
Nothing.
Like a team offense isn't good enough because we sit back and chip the ball around. And that stems from full back to full forward and all the positions in between each goal square, which is every position on the ground. It's not good enough. I've never seen a team, Matthew Lloyd said it post game on our show, on our post game review. Um, he goes, I've got the quote here, actually, I'll pull it up. I wrote it down. If I just, here we go.
Here we go.
Uh, yeah, got it. He goes, he goes, the game style today was very negative, safe, and negative. And he goes, it's literally how the whole season's gone, and we've been saying it. And he said the same thing. So, um, yeah, just negative. It's a negative style again. I think it's a defeatist mentality, this coaching group. How about when, I don't know what quarter it was, I think it was a second, and Fogarty runs out the wing, wins the ball, and he looks forward, and there's no one in the forward line. There's no one there.
Yeah.
What are we back in the Bolton days? So let's just. This is my thinking. When I was watching it in real time, it was immediately alarm bells in my noggin that so our small forward wins the footy, does his job, wins the footy through a couple packs. He's out. He's out. He's gone, and then he looks up. There's no one there. Like not one player. Not the Coleman medalist. Don't put him in the forward line. Don't you fucking dare put the best forward in the forward line. And then we put spares back against North Melbourne, Patto. We were winning at one point because where I was sitting, level two, I can see how we're setting up. We are winning the game. It was 19 to 15 or whatever in the first quarter. We had a spare in defence. That's defeatist mentality. That's defending. That's defence first. And it should be always defence first. But are you trying to win rather than not lose? That's my favourite thing. Are you playing to win or are you playing to not lose? It's like I think a defeatist mentality is Marcus Windhager tagging every week for St Kilda. I hate it. I hate tag. That's a defeatist mentality. You're taking one game out of the one player out of the game. He tagged Dacos had 30 tonight. So St Kilda had one less guy who had impact, and Dacos still had 30, and they won the game. I think Carlton's got a very similar mentality. Try not to lose. Let's hold the opponent to less of a score. Don't worry about it, the other end of the ground. We'll just chip it around, Pato. Put pressure on ourselves and fuck it up. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And I agree with your point with the assistant coaches. They've got to go. 4 years, Pato. How many more years? If you were shit at your job, Patto, will you be there for 4 years?
Well, I'm pretty
Probably.
shit at my job, and I'm still there.
But seriously, you know, you look at your parents. Some people sure people who are listening right now, their parents or their jobs right now.
100%.
If you didn't rock up to work like these fuckwits don't, well, they rock up, they just don't do their jobs. They'd be sacked. It's fucking unbelievable, and they're getting paid fucking six figures. Coaches, players. It's all right though. We'll make some fucking TikToks.
You know what was a funny moment?
Oh no.
3/4 time.
Oh yeah.
Where's he going? With
Dance cam.
are you like seriously?
It's
Now,
a
I know the club. I know that they have a certain
yeah,
like
yeah. It's
they
sponsors and shit.
they have
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like they have a run sheet and they have a certain amount of
Yes, yes.
requirements that need to be met each game day. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it was a
Are
salt in the
you
wound.
fucking kidding me?
It was a salt in the wound for me today.
Are you fucking kidding me? I literally was like, what the fuck is this shit? And you
Was
know
it?
what is even worse? I don't know if you saw it. You probably didn't. There was a person in front of me who actually got on the camera.
Oh,
And I didn't even know.
oh, you were on the camera.
I was on the camera
You were
in
on
the
the big
back
screen.
in the
You
background.
would have been pretty happy at 3/4 time, wouldn't you?
Jacob was out, right? He was out and he came in and was like, I saw you on the camera. And apparently I was just like this.
Well, bloody
While
sweet,
the person in front of
well,
me,
bloody sweet Caroline's playing on the.
what song was it? I don't
Oh,
even know what
I
song
don't
it
know, but
was.
it was annoying. It
Oh,
was.
dude, I was just like, I
I was
was,
like, come on now. Could this day get any worse?
oh, as soon, and then like, I know it's got nothing to do with the
Yeah, yeah.
employees,
Nothing to do
the
with anything.
MCs, is that what
Yeah,
you call it?
yeah.
Yeah, so I know it's got nothing to do with them, but I love it. They're all up and about, saying, "Yeah, everyone get up and about for the dance
Because they're
camp."
not Carlton supporters.
Three
They're
quarter
just
time
doing their job.
while we're fucking losing to North Melbourne, mate. Are you
Our
serious?
whole our whole clubs our whole clubs crumbling in front of our eyes. Instead, let's put Sweet Caroline on.
Dance camp. That's what I want to see. I've just seen
Oh,
fucking Tom Powell run around like he's a fucking Brownlow and Daffy boy Dylan Stevens taking a pack mark, and I'm seeing dance cams on my fucking
oh my
screen.
God! Could it? It's a car. It's a car crash. Genuine car crash, bro. But if we keep talking about this game, and I know we haven't spoken
We
about.
didn't even spoke about the game.
But what is there to talk about? I got to the stage in the game, we're very, into the game and like watching the footy every single second, but I was staring into the distance in some certain points. I was focusing on the fights that were happening on the wing because it just made my mind not think about how fucking terrible my football team is.
Yeah,
It's a joke, but yeah, we should get into these fucking votes because I think we've covered some really good topics. Like you said, a more broad stuff.
yeah.
We can talk about the game, but what did the game give us?
But there's nothing new.
Yeah, there's nothing new. It's the
There's
same
nothing
shit.
new.
Same shit. Can't win the footy early. Don't convert. Other team gets a 5 minute patch. They kick 4 goals in 5 minutes. That turns the game. Carlton players go, oh fuck, can't be bothered.
Don't you worry. It was another game where you would look at the stats, be like,
No.
oh, so if you remove the score and you didn't watch the game and you went straight to the stats and had a look at the stats, you'd be like, oh, fuck, this Carlton team, they must have won by 25, 30.
Yep.
They were down by fucking 44, 46 at 3/4 time.
Oh god.
And like, before we get to the votes, and I don't want to go back to it, but the moment that I was most pissed off with was the Charlie Curnow moment in the middle. That's the last thing that we'll touch on. You know exactly what moment I'm about to touch on when he was strolling around like his
Oh,
shit didn't stink.
yep.
I did not know what the fuck he was doing. I
Mm,
thought he
mm,
pulled a hammy.
that's what I
I
thought. I thought he got
literally,
injured.
I literally thought I was like, "What are
Like
you
he
doing,
was like he's looking for help or something.
dude?" He was strolling around like I don't even
Training.
know. It was training, and I'm like, but even worse, he was strolling around, sauces in the back line, trying to kick. He couldn't even kick the target. He mungled it.
Oh, that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
He literally kicked it and mungled along the ground.
he almost fucked it up. And I'm like, and I
It was
was
a lazy
more,
kick.
but when he kicked it, I'm like, is Charlie all right?
Yeah, yeah. Is he like mentally? Is he
No, no,
concussed?
no, no, no. I thought he was injured. The
Yeah.
way he was walking and kicking, I'm like, is Charlie all right?
Mm.
But then it was like, okay, that's just how Charlie is nowadays. Is he? I just feel like he is. I don't know what's going
Oh,
on with it, and we
he's
don't.
mentally out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, completely out of it
I think no excuse, but I think the setbacks at the start of the year, those little things have just got in his head.
with
And
Charlie.
yeah, like when he took the bolt out of his knee,
Oh,
missed the
oh
first three
yeah, good point.
weeks,
Yeah, yeah,
didn't play round one,
yeah.
rushed back for the Hawthorn game, wasn't ready.
No
I
excuse.
still think he's playing with something, but I'm not making an excuse. He's out there.
Yeah, yeah.
If he's out there, I'm considering him fit enough to have some sort of output. So yeah, I'll be pissed off if he's got something lingering and we're playing him.
Yeah.
But all
Well,
players do it this time of year, Pato.
yeah, get through it, Charlie.
Like, what the
Seriously.
fuck is going on?
Oh,
Like, he's a very high paid player at this football club.
yeah. And he's somehow rocking up with a bicycle to the game,
Oh,
and he's
God.
stupid. Yeah. Oh,
That is embarrassing.
absolute in
Taking the piss.
embarrassment.
Yeah, taking the
Like
piss.
that is literally like that is humiliating on the
To
club.
spit to the face of the supporters.
Did you see the security guard?
Mm.
He's like, what the fuck? He literally didn't like. So obviously he didn't know what because he's never fucking seen it before.
Yeah, he's like,
He's
what?
like,
He's like, and then he actually had to check his ID. He's like, who's this
yeah,
guy coming in?
because he's like, hang on,
Who's this
what?
homeless guy coming off the fucking street? Like the way he dresses, fucking hell.
It's actually
Just,
embarrassing.
I'm all,
It's
you can wear whatever you want. I'm just tired and sick of this, but like, be more professionalism.
it's
You're a
professionalism.
leader of the club and you're rocking up
Yes,
with
that's what it
sunnies on your
is.
head. And
Oh, dude,
if
yeah.
you told me at the start of the year we'd be talking about how Charlie Curno's getting to games and entering the stadium, I would have told you to fuck off. Really, I would have told you to fuck off, Pato. The security guard.
He was there. He was there. Like, who the fuck is this fucking waker who's coming
I'm not
through?
letting this bloke in.
Yeah, literally.
Typical homeless bloke.
God. I mean, I'm not even surprised. Like, I probably would have been like, "Where's your ID?" Oh, wait. Oh, that's Charlie Kurt. Oh my god. Sorry, mate. I didn't even fucking realize. I wouldn't expect you to be riding a fucking bicycle to the game, you dickhead. Oh, I'm done with this review. I'm done with
Yep,
this
yep.
game. Let's now move on to the votes, Daffy boy. Probably the first actual structured segment for this review episode, but yeah, it's going to be tough to find some votes. I know that there were a few players that didn't did quite well. Well, not quite well, but they did serviceable performance. After boy, I'll throw it straight to you for your votes: 3, 2, and 1 for the bag of the game votes. What have you got?
Yeah, I think my toughest one is my one.
Yeah, me too.
But at the moment, I really haven't. I've tossed and turned, and I don't want to knock credit guys because we were bad. Because there were some guys who were okay. Um, yeah, I don't know. Just because I like the way he takes the game on, doesn't matter what stage of the game it is. Doesn't matter if the other teams kick 6 goals in a row. And by the way, it is quickly before we do the stats. So North Melbourne, I think they kicked 8 goals straight today, like in a row.
Don't know exactly, but I think that's right.
First time since 2019. If you don't laugh, you cry. Do we just let teams break streaks on us all the time?
We're an absolute
Yeah, when
embarrassment.
I read that, this tweet came out like after they kicked their eighth goal, and it popped up my phone. I was already pissed off, right? And I opened my phone just quickly, and I read that. I read that
What a
stat.
fucking embarrassment.
2019 last time they did. It was probably against us, to be
But it
honest.
was against us. That was the game when we got smacked. Oh my God.
But yeah, one vote, Ollie Hollands.
Yeah, like it.
2 votes, Nick Haynes. He had 17, 100% efficiency,
Yep.
had 12 marks. What the fuck else is he supposed to do?
Yeah, I know.
They didn't dominate, I thought. They're tools. Um, I don't really want to talk about that game anymore, but yeah, 2 votes to what's his face? I've lost my mind.
Hazy. Gov, Gov, Gov.
Hainsey, 2
Oh,
votes to Hainsey.
sorry. I thought
I've
you were
lost my
moving
mind.
on to the 3 votes. Well, I've just forwarded you 3 votes.
He's done me votes for me. And yeah, Gov for me. Yeah, I said it before, fluid every ball. I said in the preview I wanted a good performance from him.
Yeah,
Kicked 4 goals, made that first goal look incredibly hard, but yeah, did his job. And I think the forward experiment is probably the only thing the coaches have done good on.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah, so no credit to him. And obviously he's had a tough week with his
Yeah.
brother retiring from, medically retired from the game.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I was wondering why he was showing a bit more
Mm,
passion. And I know you would be the same as well, but when he kicked his 3rd goal and he was
mm.
showing a bit of passion
Yeah, it was good.
with a few minutes to go, and it's good, but it's like, fuck,
He might realise that footy careers don't go for long.
yeah,
Like his brother's got cut short, so maybe he's
yeah.
starting to think, well, I need to make a full fist of this, and
Like, come on.
and he's been good for the last few years, I must
Oh,
say.
yeah, great.
But yeah, no, just the way he played today. That's
Yeah.
the forward Mitch McGovern I know.
Yes. Yeah.
That's when he's at his best and flying at the footy and kicking those left foot snaps, and
Snaps.
that's what we kind of need in our forward line. I'm starting to think, does he make that shift forward, Patto? We've got the defenders,
I think
so
he does.
yeah, I think you have to now. Playing for the rest of the year, see how he goes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he definitely is that option. And yeah, like as you said, now that the season's done,
Mm.
let's just try
Yep.
and find some other options.
Mm.
And I wouldn't mind seeing Gov play a little bit more forward. Oh,
Yep.
like the season's not done.
No,
It's not statistically done,
no.
but let's be fucking real. We can't
Gonna
make a
be,
season out of this if we're losing to a
no.
game.
And we're not good enough. We're not good
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Yep.
That's just the blatant truth, unfortunately, David Boyd. But yeah, love your votes. I did have the same, but since you gave Ollie Hollands the 1 vote, I'm going to give another guy the 1 vote instead.
Yep.
Sam Doherty.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, I thought he was solid. I know
he just missed mine.
Yeah, I know that he has been. I mean, I watched a bit of the fan cams, and the first guy that came on was absolutely ripping into Sam Doherty saying he should retire, which is a bit interesting. But yeah, I thought he was very far from our worst. So I just quickly go through his stats, and that's why I was a little bit unsure, and that's why I wanted to see your opinion. So
Yeah, because I was about to say his name. I was thinking about saying his name, but I wasn't sure if you thought that he was good or I just was.
yeah,
Yeah, but the whole retire, like, I actually think he will.
This year,
I think he's close. I think, you know what I mean? He might go, I've still got some left in me, but I don't want to run out of
yeah,
the tank. Like, he's been through a lot, man. That's not me.
yeah,
I'm not saying his abilities, he's still good enough, but
100%.
he might get to a point where you're like, okay, let's pass the reins to, Matt Carroll's and that to play more.
Yeah.
Which has been a shining light in my opinion. The young guys playing.
Yep.
Even though we're trying to win now, I think it's still good that we've been playing some of these young guys who are going to be the future of the club. And I know people go, I don't want to talk about the future, but we have to. You always have to, even the best teams.
And yeah, I completely agree, and I know that you will agree with this as well, that we can't throw all of our experienced players out, even if we want to try. Like, if we are going through a minor sort of rebuild the next year, we can't afford to just let these experienced guys go. And I think Sam Doherty is well and truly still capable, but I completely agree. Like, there's a few players now that kind of realise they're not at the complete end of their career, but they're probably choosing to retire. So when Like, you don't really want to retire like, say, like a Tom Hawkins who kind of was at the end of his career and he just went for a year or two
Yeah, yeah,
more
yeah,
and he probably
exactly.
shouldn't have
Yep.
gone. So, and yeah, like, there's heaps of players like that. But yeah, I'll give Sam Doherty the one vote. 29 touches, 16 marks, which
Mm.
is a game high. So 16 marks was obviously the first. He obviously led the mark 16.
16 uncontested.
16, yeah, 16
I just read that.
yeah. But the next best was Nick Haynes, and I'll throw straight to my second vote. I won't give it to Haynes. I'll give it to Gov.
Yeah, all
I'll,
right.
I think Gov was really good, but I just think Nick Haynes and his stats. I'm kind
Mm-hmm.
of more looking at the stats, and I know that probably doesn't really show too much because we somehow led the team stats and we still decided to lose the game every week. But yeah, I'll give 2 votes to Gov. I thought he was fantastic, and I want him to stay up forward for the rest of the year and just see how it
Mm.
goes. And Nick Haynes will get my 3 votes, Daffy boy. So very, very tough, very
Mm-hmm.
raw, very,
Yep.
I'm sure, emotional, something that we needed to get off our chest and something that I think we're all kind of blessed. Like, I think we're both very blessed and fortunate about that. We can come on these episodes and just speak our mind, even though we had to spend the majority of the afternoon heading into the evening still rethinking that game and wanting to come on this episode and speak about it. But last sort of words for this episode, Daft Boy. I know it was a tough one, but definitely one that I think we both feel better after speaking about it. Last words before we wrap up the episode.
Yeah, I always say, I usually say at the end of a loss, stick fat, but yeah, we're always going to stick fat. That's never going to be an issue. But yeah, I know a lot of, people say football isn't life, but I think it's close to that for us and a lot of people. People struggle in their lives and their outlet is
It's
watching their
football.
footy team play. When their footy team isn't playing well, um, it seriously is not good for some people, and it's not good for us, of course. But some people are going through stuff. So, if anyone's struggling this year, and after watching this team play, like we're always here. If you're struggling or whatever, and because some people seriously, like it's. Oh, I've had years where it's like, oh my God, it takes your mental toll on you. And it still is, but I've got to the point now where I'm past that kind of stage because I'm just so used to being disappointed that it's empty, which I should not be feeling. I should be feeling angry, but because, I am angry, but it's just unbelievable. But quick turnaround Thursday night.
Oh,
Oh my God. God, God, God. They're terrible too. So should be a cracker of a contest. Fuck me. It could be like 2 goals, 15 to 3 goals, 13 type game.
you know what was even worse? So straight after the game,
Oh, God.
headed straight to work.
7 goals, 17. How is Sydney still below us? How are we 10th? We are shit. That's my final words, but
Yeah, working on that game was so bad because I'm like, for fuck's sakes, man.
yeah, you're bad. Your day's been bad enough already.
And I have to watch fucking Joel Amadi kick 6 fucking behinds. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
You know what my mum said before? He'd be good for Carlton, the Marty.
Oh my god! Could you just
0 goals,
imagine?
6.
Was it 0?
Was it 0?
Probably was. Yeah, I actually
Yeah, it
haven't.
was 0-6.
Oh my god, it was
Yeah, it was.
0.
He'd be
We don't.
perfect. Him and
We don't.
Charlie next to each other. Be
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
One can miss one can miss set shots from the left pocket. One of them can miss set shots from the right pocket. And Fog missing from 10 meters out.
Oh my god.
That set the tone for the day, in my opinion. But that's my final word, and I'm not talking about these cunts ever again until Tuesday's preview when we have to talk about the matchup on fucking Aliyah.
Oh. Who's in the middle? Willem Drew versus Patrick Cruz. That's what we want to see. Willie Rioli Willie fucking Rioli. Like, just,
Oh.
oh, Daffy boy, that was yeah.
Yeah.
This is probably the worst. Well,
Yeah.
better doing the episode, but heading into this episode, we spoke about. Oh, we just had this
Terrible.
sick feeling looking back at this game. Um, yeah, I don't even know what to really end with. Um, it's just yeah, we need to find a way to sort of kind of take care of ourselves really,
Mm.
and not invest our time, our
Yeah.
energy, our money into this club every single fucking day of the week. Like, and I know tomorrow I'll probably wake up a little bit better. I'll probably have a day or two to kind of reset, and then we'll head to the preview and we'll find other ways to try and get the job done against Port Adelaide. It's a
We're not
fucking
getting the
cycle,
job done.
but it's a cycle. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah, it
delusion,
is.
and it just will never go
Nah,
away.
I'm done.
Yeah, I feel like
We're not
right
winning.
now
We're not winning. We're not winning Thursday.
yeah, I feel like
Not winning.
the way I'm feeling right now, I
Mm.
it will be the same tomorrow when it's not usually like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
It will be like I will wake up tomorrow and be like, yeah, fuck, we're actually we
Yeah.
are in deep
We've got
shit.
to peel. We got to swallow that pill.
Yeah,
It's
and
so tough.
these last few games of the season, oh my god,
We'll be supporting. We'll be there. And I say I won't be at the Collingwood game, but no, I won't. Nah, I'll think about it, but I don't want to do it to myself.
Essendon versus Carlton, dead rubber.
Remember you said a few weeks ago, let's go to that game. I'm not. I'm not going to that game.
We're still going.
Yeah, me and Patto will be shit faced. We'll do the preview after 58 beers.
We will be the only Carlton boys in the fucking. We will be the only supporters in the stadium. Just be like,
I'll tell you what, though. Maybe the 58 beers might make our forward entries look good. Yeah, having 58 beers might help us. It might make us think we're actually good. So,
well, the way that Charlie Kerno rocked up to the game on his fucking bicycle, I wouldn't be surprised if he had 59 beers, Daffy boy. All right, let's wrap up
yeah,
this episode to every single blue bagger out there. Once again, we understand if you don't want to watch this fucking content because the club is shit. Carlton's shit. The players are shit. The coaches are shit. The staff is shit. The water boy is shit. Every single person in the club is shit. But you know who isn't shit? The members. We have the best supporters and best members in the land, and people who don't realize that are stupid.
Yep.
So we understand if you don't want to listen to this content because Carlton is very, very hard to listen and watch at the moment. We understand it. But if you do want to come on and have a bit of a laugh and you do find us a bit slightly entertaining, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. But also make sure to get around our podcast platforms, whether it's Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music as well. And please give us a 5-star rating if you do enjoy our content, because it definitely does help us grow our channel. But also get around our socials. I think we'll try and get a bit of socials. I know I'll try and get around some social stuff the next few days because it's not really too much else to really do. Really looking back at that game, but also I don't really know if I really want to get around that content. But if you want to get around our socials, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all those, make sure you do. But to you, Duffy boy, and to every single blue bagger out there,
the baggers.
the baggers.